Leonardo DiCaprio. This video compresses information gathered from Wikipedia in video format. Studies prove that reading while listening improves comprehension, increases speed as well as expands vocabulary and enhances fluency. Video sections. Abstract. Early life and acting background. Career. Other ventures. Personal life. Reception and acting style. Filmography and awards. External links. Give your feedback on the comments section. Support the channel by subscribing and liking the video. Thanks. Abstract. Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio is an American actor, producer, philanthropist, and environmentalist. He has often played unconventional parts, particularly in biopics, drama, crime, romance, and period films. As of 2019, his films have grossed $7.2 billion United States dollars worldwide, and he has placed 8 times in annual rankings of the highest-paid actors in the world. Born in Los Angeles, DiCaprio began his career by appearing in television commercials in the late 1980s. In the early 1990s, he played recurring roles in various television series, such as the sitcom Parenthood. He had his first major film role in This Boy's Life, 1993, and received acclaim for his supporting role as a developmentally disabled boy in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, 1993. He achieved international stardom in the epic romance Titanic, 1997, which became the highest-grossing film to that point. After a few commercially unsuccessful films, DiCaprio starred in 2 successful features in 2002, the biographical crime drama Catch Me If You Can and the historical drama Gangs of New York, which marked his first of many collaborations with director Martin Scorsese. DiCaprio later portrayed Howard Hughes in The Aviator, 2004, and a mercenary in the political thriller Blood Diamond, 2006. And he also received acclaim for his performances in the crime drama The Departed, 2006, and the romantic drama Revolutionary Road, 2008. In the 2010s, he starred in the science fiction thriller Inception, 2010, the western Django Unchained, 2012, the biopic The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013, the survival drama The Revenant, 2015, and the comedy drama Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 2019, all of which were critical and commercial successes. His accolades include an Academy Award, a BAFTA, and a Golden Globe Award for The Revenant, as well as 2 other Golden Globes for The Aviator and The Wolf of Wall Street. DiCaprio is the founder of Appian Way Productions, a production company that has produced some of his films, and the documentary series Greensburg, 20,080 2010, and the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, a non-profit organization devoted to promoting environmental awareness. He regularly supports charitable causes, and has produced several documentaries on the environment. In 2005, he was named the commander of the Ordre des Arts et des Lettres for his contributions to the arts. And in 2016, he was listed as one of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time magazine. Early life and acting background. Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio was born on November 11, 1974 in Los Angeles, California, the only child of Ermeline N.E. and Den Birken, a legal secretary, and George DiCaprio, an underground comics writer, publisher, and distributor of comic books. DiCaprio's father is of Italian and German descent, and the actor is conversant in Italian. DiCaprio's maternal grandfather, Wilhelm in Den Birken, was German, and his maternal grandmother, Helen in Den Birken, was a Russian-born German citizen. In an interview in Russia, DiCaprio referred to himself as half Russian and said that 2 of his late grandparents were Russian. DiCaprio's parents met while attending college and moved to Los Angeles after graduating. DiCaprio was named Leonardo because his pregnant mother was looking at a Leonardo da Vinci painting in the Uffizi Museum in Florence, Italy. When he first kicked, his parents separated when he was a year old. They initially agreed to live next door to each other so as not to deprive DiCaprio of his father's presence in his life. However, DiCaprio and his mother later moved around to multiple Los Angeles neighborhoods, such as Echo Park and Los Feliz. While the latter worked several jobs, he attended Seeds Elementary School and later went to John Marshall High School a few blocks away. After attending the Los Angeles Center for Enriched Studies for 4 years, DiCaprio has said he hated public school, and often asked his mother to take him to auditions instead to improve their financial situation. He dropped out of high school following his 3rd year, eventually earning his General Equivalency Diploma, GED. DiCaprio has said his career choice as a child was to become a marine biologist or an actor, but he eventually favored the latter, as he was fond of impersonating characters and imitating people. When he was 2, he went on stage at a performance festival and danced spontaneously. The cheerful response from the crowd started his interest in performing. When his older stepbrother earned $50,000 for a television commercial, DiCaprio, fascinated with this, decided to become an actor. In 1979, DiCaprio was removed, at the age of 5, from the set of the children's television series Romper Room for being disruptive. He began appearing in several commercials at age 14 for Matchbox cars by Mattel, which he considered his first role, and later for Kraft Foods, Bubble Yum, and Apple Jacks. In 1989, he played the role of Glenn in 2 episodes of the television show The New Lassie. In the beginning of his career, DiCaprio had difficulty finding an agent. One agent suggested he change his name to Lenny Williams to appeal to the American audience, which he refused. He remained jobless for a year and a half even after 100 auditions. Disillusioned at this, he initially decided to quit acting, but his father encouraged him not to give up, and he needed the money to support his mother. By the early 1990s, he began acting regularly on television, starting with a role in the pilot of The Outsiders, 1990, and one episode of the soap opera Santa Barbara, 1990, in which he played the young Mason Capwell. DiCaprio got a break that year when he was cast in Parenthood, a series based on a successful comedy film of same name, before being cast in the role of Gary Buckman, a troubled teenager. He analyzed Joaquin Phoenix's performance in the original film this year. His work that year earned him 2 nominations at the 12th Youth in Film Awards: Best Young Actor in a Daytime Series for Santa Barbara and Best Young Actor starring in a new television series for Parenthood. DiCaprio was also a celebrity contestant on the children's game show Fun House, on which he performed several stunts, including catching the fish inside the small pool using only his teeth. Career. In 1991, DiCaprio played an uncredited role in one episode of Roseanne. He made his film debut later that year as the stepson of an evil landlord in the low-budget horror direct-to-video film Critters 3, a role he described as your average, no-depth, standard kid with blonde hair. DiCaprio prefers not to remember his role in Critters 3, which he describes as possibly one of the worst films of all time. I guess it was a good example to look back and make sure it doesn't happen again. Later that year, he became a recurring cast member on the sitcom Growing Pains, playing Luke Brower, a homeless boy who is taken in by the Seaver family. Co-star Joanna Kearns recalls DiCaprio being especially intelligent and disarming for his age but also mischievous on set. The teenage DiCaprio was cast by the producers to appeal to the teenage female audiences. But when the show's ratings did not improve, DiCaprio left it. He was nominated for a Young Artist Award for Best Young Actor co-starring in a television series. In 1992, DiCaprio played a supporting role in the first installment of the Poison Ivy film series, and was handpicked by Robert De Niro out of 400 young actors to play the lead role in Michael Keaton-Jones's This Boy's Life. He played opposite De Niro, who was acting as his stepfather, and Ellen Barkin as his mother. Caton Jones has said DiCaprio did not know how to behave on set. He applied a strict mentoring style that he said resulted in improvements in DiCaprio's behavior. Bill Jebiri of Rolling Stone found it an evocative, touching little movie, defined by the powerful bond between Barkan and DiCaprio, praising his complex growth from a wide-eyed son to a rebellious greaser to an independent, sensitive young man. In 1993, DiCaprio co-starred as the intellectually disabled brother of Johnny Depp's character in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, a comic tragic odyssey of a dysfunctional Iowa family. Director Lasse Hallström admitted he was initially looking for a less good-looking actor, but cast DiCaprio when he contacted Caton Jones, and he had emerged as the most observant actor among all who auditioned. The film became a critical success, earning DiCaprio a National Board of Review Award for Best Supporting Actor and nominations for an Academy Award and a Golden Globe Award. The film's real show-stopping turn comes from Mr. DiCaprio, wrote the New York Times critic Janet Maslin, who makes Arnie's many tics so startling and vivid that at first he is difficult to watch. The performance has a sharp, desperate intensity from beginning to end. Karen James, also writing for the New York Times, said of his performances in This Boy's Life and What's Eating Gilbert Grape, he made the raw, emotional neediness of those boys completely natural and powerful. DiCaprio's first effort of 1995 was in Sam Raimi's Western film The Quick and the Dead. Sony Pictures was dubious over DiCaprio's casting, and as a result, co-star Sharon Stone paid his salary herself. The film was released to a dismal box office performance, barely grossing $18.5 million in the US, and received mixed reviews from critics. DiCaprio's next film in 1995 was The Basketball Diaries, a biopic, in which he played a teenage Jim Carroll as a drug-addicted high school basketball player and writer. DiCaprio next starred alongside David Thewlis in Agnieszka Holland's erotic drama Total Eclipse, a fictionalized account of the homosexual relationship between Arthur Rimbaud, DiCaprio, and Paul Verlaine. Thewlis. He replaced River Phoenix, who died before filming began. The film grossed only about $340,000 against its $6 million budget, but has been included in the catalog of Warner Archive Collection. In 1996, DiCaprio starred opposite Claire Danes in Baz Luhrmann's film Romeo plus Juliet, an abridged modernization of William Shakespeare's romantic tragedy of same name, which retained the original Shakespearean dialogue. The project grossed $147 million worldwide, and earned DiCaprio a Silver Bear for Best Actor at the 1997 Berlin International Film Festival. Later that year, DiCaprio starred in Marvin's Room, a family drama revolving around two sisters, played by Meryl Streep and Diane Keaton, who are reunited through tragedy after 17 years of estrangement. DiCaprio portrayed Hank, Streep's character's troubled son, who has been committed to a mental asylum this year on his performance. Lisa Schwartzbaum of Entertainment Weekly commented, "The deeply gifted DiCaprio keeps right up with these older pros. The three are so full-bodied and so powerfully affecting that you're carried along on the pleasure of being in the presence of their extraordinary talent." Reviewing his works of his early career, David Thompson of The Guardian called DiCaprio a revelation in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, very moving in This Boy's Life, suitably desperate in The Basketball Diaries, and a vital spark in Romeo plus Juliet. DiCaprio turned down an offer to star in the film Boogie Nights, 1997, to star opposite Kate Winslet in James Cameron's Titanic, 1997. As members of different social classes who fall in love aboard the RMS Titanic during its ill-fated maiden voyage, DiCaprio initially had doubts about playing the role, but was eventually encouraged to pursue the part by Cameron, who strongly believed in his acting ability. With a production budget of more than $200 million, the film was the most expensive ever made and was shot at Rosarito Beach, where a replica of the ship was created. Against expectations, Titanic went on to become the highest-grossing film to that point, eventually grossing more than $2.1 billion in box office receipts worldwide, and transformed DiCaprio into a superstar, resulting in intense adoration among teenage girls and young women in general that became known as Leo-mania. The film won 11 Academy Awards, the most for any film, including Best Picture. But DiCaprio's failure to gain a nomination led to a protest against the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences by more than 200 fans. He was nominated for other high-profile awards, including a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor. DiCaprio stated in 2000, "I have no connection with me during that whole Titanic phenomenon, and what my face became around the world, I'll never reach that state of popularity again. And I don't expect to. It's not something I'm going to try to achieve either." John Hiscock of the Daily Telegraph compared DiCaprio's popularity during that time to that of the Beatles in the 1960s. Bill Jabiri called his role in the film his best in 2015, writing that DiCaprio and Winslet infused their earnest back and forth with so much genuine emotion that it's hard not to get swept up in their doomed love affair. DiCaprio played a self-mocking role in a small appearance in Woody Allen's caustic satire of the fame industry. Celebrity, 1998, whom Bill Jabiri labeled the best thing in the film. That year, he also starred in the dual roles of the villainous King Louis XIV and his secret, sympathetic twin brother Philippe in Randall Wallace's The Man in the Iron Mask. Based on the same titled 1939 film this year, the film received mixed to negative response, but became a box office success, grossing $180 million internationally. Entertainment Weekly critic Owen Gleiberman wrote that DiCaprio did not look old enough to play their part, but praised him as a fluid and instinctive actor, with the face of a mischievous angel. DiCaprio was awarded a Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Screen Couple for both incarnations the following year. DiCaprio was cast in American Psycho 2000 in 1998 for a reported salary of $20 million, but left the project soon after when he failed to agree with Oliver Stone on the film's direction, and took the lead role in The Beach instead. The latter, an adaptation of Alex Garland's 1996 novel of the same name, saw him play an American backpacking tourist looking for the perfect way of life in a secret island commune in the Gulf of Thailand. Budgeted at $50 million, the film earned about 3 times more at the box office, but was negatively reviewed by critics, and earned him a nomination for the Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Actor. Todd McCarthy of Variety noted that his character is too much the American everyman, and DiCaprio, while perfectly watchable, failed to give the character the unique marks to make him dimensional. In the mid-1990s, DiCaprio appeared in the mostly improvised short film called Don's Plum as a favor to aspiring director R.D. Robb. When Robb decided to expand the black and white film